Hi, 皆さん、こんにちは. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Learning Japanese with Marcelo, Mr. Piggy. This lesson is one of the sequence to learn verbs in order to help you to increase your vocabulary in Japanese. Okay. So remember that we have basically two groups of verbs: the regulars and irregular. And this is a regular verb. Okay, is hajimeru, which means to start or to begin. Okay, so the kanji is this one. So the kanji, we read it as haji, and then the hiragana followed by it is meru, meru. So hajimeru, hajimeru. Okay, so it's a regular verb, which is easier for us to change. Okay, we will be learning the basic the main four forms that you use the verb to communicate daily. So the first one is our dictionary form, which is how you would look for it in a dictionary. Okay, which is also the way that you talk to friends, to people that are close to you. Okay, so hajimeru is the dictionary form. And the sentence that I have here as an example is 英語を始めるならどれがいいですか？英語を始めるならどれがいいですか？英語を始めるならどれがいいですか？ So 英語 means English, 始める to start. Nara means if. Dore is like dorega is which. Dore is like which. And I desu ka, we know that is like is it good? So basically you're asking for permission, or in this case for recommendations. Okay, so which one is good? Which one do you recommend? If I start English. Now, basically, we don't have learning here. We don't have the verb to learn, but we are implying to start learning English, right? So, if I start to learn English, which one do you recommend? So here, basically, we're talking about American English or British English. In Japan, it's kind of a big deal because a lot of Japanese people, they feel more comfortable with British English because it's easier to understand the way that they talk, like very, like they don't connect all the words as we do in American English. So a lot of people kind of, ask you which English you teach, for example, when they're looking for teachers. So this is kind of a situation that you will face if you ever go to teach English in Japan. Anyway, yeah, so here is 英語を始めるならどれがいいですか? ね, asking for a recommendation, like which one do you recommend? Okay, but of course, this nara, blah blah blah, nara, dore ga ii desu ka is actually a set of words that you will use a lot when you are asking for a recommendation. So, for example, if I want to buy a car, which car should I buy? So that would be kuruma o kau. We already did that verb, right? Kau, to buy. So kuruma, car, kuruma o kau nara, dore ga ii desu ka? Right? And like you can basically use this with any verb. So just take your time, go back to the other verbs that we have learned already and try to use this structure there as well. Okay, but moving on, the next one is our polite form, which is the masu, masuke. Okay, so regular verbs, so we just change ru for masu. So it's gonna be hajimemasu, hajimemasu, hajimemasu. And the example here I have is 授業を始めます。授業を始めます。授業を始めます。Okay? 授業 means class. Okay? We could translate it as lesson as well. But in my opinion, I feel that 授業 is more like the class that you take at school, like at the university. because when we're talking about, for example, lessons like swimming lessons or that kind of stuff, we will actually use the katakana word ressun, which comes from lesson. Okay, so but it's like class and could be lesson as well. So in this case, we have more kind of a sentence that like a teacher would say in class. Let's say that you walk into class, everybody's on a break, and you are okay. Everybody, let's start. Let's start with the lesson. So that would be the meaning here. Okay, Jukyo o hajimemasu. And an interesting point, if you have never been to Japan, is that the schools in Japan are very strict, to the point that when the teacher walks in and before we start the lesson, we have one student in charge of standing up and asking the rest of the students to stand up, and everybody have to bow to the teacher and kind of do that procedure, which is very formal. As a teacher, I felt very respected, so I liked it. And as a student as well, I did it in high school, and I think it's is a good way, to kind of, in Japanese we say kirikae, which is like to switch your mood to something, and so it also works as that, because from that time that you're kind of starting something. Anyway, just fun fact for you guys. Next one is the negative form, which is nai. So in this case, regular form, just change the ru for nai. So we have hajime nai. Hajime nai. Okay. So here the sentence is mada hajime nai de kudasai. So we have used this structure a lot, which is the negative form plus de kudasai, which means please don't blah blah blah. Okay, so in this case is please don't start yet. Okay, so mada means yet. So let's say we are taking a computer class, and everybody's about to start. The teacher has to start talking already, and you are like, oh, please wait, my computer is not on yet, so you would say mada hajimenai de kudasai. Okay, and the last one, guys, is the imperative form, which is the teke, and in this case, swapping the ru for te is hajimete. Okay, very simple. The sentence here is hayaku hajimete kudasai. Hayaku hajimete kudasai. Hayaku hajimete kudasai, which is please start fast. Okay, hayaku means fast. But actually, we also have another hayai, okay, which is the hayai from early. Okay, so hayai means fast and early. So we actually could use this as an early. Hayaku hajimete kudasai as this one, meaning please start early, or earlier would be a better translation, right? Hayaku hajimete kudasai. Let's say we have a Skype lesson at 10 o'clock, but you're asking me, sukoshi hayaku hajimete kudasai. Like, can you start a little bit earlier? A few minutes earlier. That would be sukoshi hayaku hajimete kudasai. Okay, but that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And next lesson, I will be teaching you guys the verb shinjiru, which means to believe. Okay, please trust me or believe me. You will hear a lot in anime and in movies as well. Okay, so have a good week and see you next time. それではまた。バイバイ。